From Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, settle in for a day and night of baseball as the Red Sox and Royals play Game 1 of a split doubleheader. After Monday's rainout, the Sox fell 8-4 here last night. They sent Stephen Wright to the hill to begin the twin bill today. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Kansas City. Great to have you along. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partner, the Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley. Garen Austin joining us in just a moment. And it's the knuckleballer in Game 1X. Stephen Wright has been very reliable. Knocked around in his last start, but on the hill today for the first game. And in Game 2, it's the ace, David Price.
Well, first of all, Stephen Wright, you got to give him a break. I guess last time out, the weather wasn't very good for him, and that has something to do with the knuckleball. You know, and he's facing Ian Kennedy, the big free agent signing that they had, and he's coming off a bad game against the Yankees. But he's done a nice job. And then David Price, what's it come down to? A little click in his mechanics. He fixes it. He goes out and punches out 12 guys. And Volquez is coming off of a good start, too. He's their postseason hero last year. So it's a good doubleheader. You just hope to get the first one, go from there.
Well, Game 2 will begin at 8:15, the split doubleheader, so a bit of a wait in between the games as they get a new crowd in. One lineup change for the Red Sox. Josh Rutledge will start at third base in the first game. He's becoming a valuable guy off the bench, and for more on his story, let's go down to Garen.
Hey, thanks, OB. You know, this doubleheader is a good opportunity to use a lot of players, and one player who's really been maximizing the opportunities he's been given is Josh Rutledge, whom John Farrell had high praise for his work ethic.
Keep in mind, this is someone that played every day for a couple of years with the Rockies and was a productive player, and then found himself in a different situation as he went from the Rockies to the Angels. And you know, the fundamental change he's made offensively has allowed him to play to his skills with the bat. But I think it goes back to his work ethic and his pregame routine. So he's on call, he's spot on, and he stepped in, and we haven't missed a beat. We haven't really dropped off offensively when he's been in the starting lineup.
Farrell said that Rutledge has had success against both starters, and he gets the start this first game. Red Sox Royals are getting ready for the first game of this doubleheader.
BuyAToyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. By Dunkin' Donuts, America runs on Dunkin'. By Subaru Retailers of New England, supplying award-winning all-wheel drive vehicles throughout New England. By DraftKings, the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of your Boston Red Sox. By the 2017 Kia Sportage. Visit anykiadealers.com to learn more. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Gorgeous day here in Kansas City. And yesterday, Garen Austin had a chance, along with several members of the Red Sox, to visit the Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame. It's really a must-see in the city of Kansas City.
I really believe that there has never been a time when people did not want to know about the Negro Leagues. They just had no way to know about the Negro Leagues.
When you're in Kansas City, one of the stops that you have to make for all baseball fans is the Negro League Baseball Museum. We actually had the opportunity to go along with Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Stephen Wright, and to get their thoughts on this incredible experience.
Powerful, very emotional. inspiring. Yeah, I'm at loss for words.
It's just great to be a part of kind of the history of baseball, and my history especially. And I mean, just to know that all these people and they've done so much, and you know how they never made it to the big leagues, but they paved the way for us is just a blessing.
I think anytime that we get an opportunity to show off this place, particularly to young athletes, it is meaningful. As a matter of fact, I think it takes on an even deeper meaning.
It's kind of humbling to know that these guys played for literally the love of the game, and it makes me when I'm playing, it makes it put it into perspective of how lucky we are
to be able to play the game now, and with knowing what those guys had to endure through, just shows you the tenacity they had for the game. They literally play for the love of the game, and I'm honored to be able to play the game now because of them.
You can spend the entire day here. It's a lot to consume in one helping. From everything that Joe had told me about Jackie, he seems to be a student of this game, and I think someone who has deep-rooted appreciation for the heritage of this sport. He shared with me that he understands that he stood on the shoulders of these men to have an opportunity to play this game, and Mookie the same. And this game became better because of the sacrifice and the dedication, determination, perseverance that was demonstrated by these heroes of the Negro Leagues. Adamant about the style of play that became signature of Negro Leagues baseball. Very fast, very aggressive, very daring. So they bunt their way on, they steal second, they steal third, and if you weren't too smart, they steal home. Well, that was the style of play that drew both black and white fans who sat side by side during an era when doing something socially together was virtually unheard of. Negro Leagues baseball brought the two races together.
This is an important thing, not only for me to witness, but for anybody to witness, to see what the past was like. I think it shows how much America has grown, how much this game has grown.
One of the highlights of this museum is the Field of Legends. You can see some of the best players to ever play the game are here in bronze. Now, when you tour the museum, you find out a lot about players that you maybe have heard from, but some of the players you never heard of and how they impacted the game.
I think that was the best thing, is learning about how good these guys really were and how unwritten the story is about the path that they led to the game of baseball. When you hear about how good Jackie Robinson was, but he wasn't the best, was one that kind of stood out to me, because that just shows how good these guys really were, because Jackie Robinson is probably one of the best players to ever play this game. And so to hear that he wasn't even the best at the time is kind of like mind-boggling, to think that they were that good, and yet that he was the first one to come out.
I think a lot of people think that Jackie just walked out of nowhere and started playing baseball. But he really learned to play here in the Negro Leagues. And he took that style with him to the Major League.
Jackie Robinson, his best sport may not have even been baseball, and he's in the Hall of Fame now, or how it may have been basketball, or they don't even know football. Maybe you don't even know. I think that just shows how athletic and how crazy these guys are.
This is not a woe is mine kind of story. These men weren't crying about the social injustice. They went out and did something about it. I don't know if there's any more lore or legend that surrounds any sport like baseball. It is that one sport where we consistently compare the greats of the past with the stars of today. And the Negro Leagues for so long had escaped that conversation. But most of what we know about the Negro Leagues comes from lore and legend. I just had the great fortune of being around one of the greatest baseball storytellers of all time, Buck O'Neil. And now for me to be able to share the same stories that I heard from him firsthand helps keep them alive in my mind and in my heart. And I love seeing the reaction that people from around the globe are still having to these stories some 2 decades later now as I share them with them. But I think this story itself lends itself to great storytelling.
There's so many stories that I could play over and over in my head, and I think it's something that I'm going to actually go back and do research and just follow and see what I may have missed.
All right, Garen, thank you very much. That was a wonderful visit and a terrific tour. We encourage everyone who comes to Kansas City to get by the museum. Lots of baseball today, a doubleheader coming up from Kauffman Stadium, and it's Game 1 right around the corner. Baseball in Nesson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. Digital Federal Credit Union. See what DCU can save you. By your New England Audi dealers. And by Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Expecting about 30,000 here throughout the course of Game 1. And then, of course, everyone will go home and a new crowd will come in for Game 2 starting at 8:15. Great to have you with us at Kauffman Stadium. Still a beautiful place for a ball game. And now that the weather has improved over the last 48 hours, even more so. Red Sox losing here 8-4 last night. Rick Porcello took the defeat. He went 5 innings and gave up 5 runs. John Farrell was thrown out of that ball game by the home plate umpire, the crew chief Bill Miller, at the very end. So his second recent ejections. Red Sox have kind of had a slew of those in recent games. Hoping everyone stays in the contest today here for the doubleheader with David Price on the hill for Game 2. And the Red Sox will have tomorrow off. They expect to get back into Boston in the wee hours of the morning. They'll have Thursday off and then open up a homestand again on Friday against the Cleveland Indians. 3 games against the Tribe, an off day, and then 3 against the Colorado Rockies. And here come the Kansas City Royals. They take to the field behind Ian Kennedy. He's their starting pitcher. As we look at the Red Sox starting lineup, it's brought to you by buyatoyota.com, Toyota's website for deals. It'll be Mookie Betts to lead it off. He's in right. Dustin Pedroia at second base. Xander Bogaerts at short. David Ortiz, the designated hitter. Travis Shaw at first base. Josh Rutledge at third base. Jackie Bradley, trying to make it a 23-game hitting streak, is in center field with Chris Young at left. And Ryan Hannigan does the catching of the knuckleballer and batting ninth. Kennedy comes in at 4-3, a 3.25 ERA. He was raised in California, and at the age of 13, he was on a travel team with Red Sox starter Stephen Wright. So they have been friends for a long, long time.
Royals defense is brought to you by DraftKings. Royals are second in the American League with 16 errors in 38 games. You see around the infield, Cuthbert, Escobar, Colon at second, Eric Hosmer at first. The outfield, Golden Glover, Gordon in left, Lorenzo Cain in center, Jared Dyson in right. Behind the plate, Butera catching Ian Kennedy.
Time to look at the umpires today. They are brought to you by ToyotaCertified.com. Brian Knight has the plate. Clint Fagan at first base with Todd Titchener at second base. And Bill Miller, the crew chief who had the plate last night, is at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by ToyotaCertified.com. Search for your factory-backed Toyota Certified used vehicle right now. It's good to know the factory has your back. And the forecast very pleasant, 65 degrees and calm, mostly sunny for the day. A little bit of cloud cover at the moment, which I'm sure the outfielders would not mind, but the sun could be a factor here in the first game as Mookie Betts gets ready to dig in against the 31-year-old Ian Kennedy. He's a guy with a rather deceptive fastball. He will challenge you, Eck, up in the strike zone.
Yeah, not real hard. You talk about 91, but he's got a great changeup, curveball, maneuvers the ball around.
Mookie will step in, hitting .261. He was 1 for 4 last night in the Red Sox loss, and the first pitch is in there for strike one. We are underway. Kennedy 6 feet, about 200 pounds. It's a lot of swings and misses for a guy who does not throw that hard. Right around 91.
This is a guy coming off a season in San Diego last year. Was 9-15 with a high ERA. Gave up 31 home runs and ends up with a 5-year deal for serious money here in Kansas City.
Breaking ball and a high fly popped into left center field, not deep. Charging in Kane, the center fielder, for the out. So one man gone. Looking at Kennedy, when you break down his ERA by inning, you'd be wise to get him early because his first inning earned run average is 5.14, and it drops down the rest of the time he's in there to 2.89. Red Sox have been a quick start offense, of course, and here comes Dustin Pedroia, 298 with 6 homers and 20 RBIs. He takes a ball, 1 for 4 last night.
Started off last night upset with a fastball strike 3 that made him upset, and then later on, as we all saw, Farrell got kicked out.
He trickles that one foul, and I think you're right. It came back to the very beginning of the game and the strike zone by Bill Miller. Red Sox have had a lot of trouble with umpire strike zones.
You know, it caught us by surprise, him getting kicked out, but he was watching all night balls that he thought were down getting called strikes.
Floated to center field, and Kane lines it up. 2 fast outs for the Red Sox, and Xander Bogaerts on the way up.
Yeah, this hour started last night. In the first inning, you see Ventura throws a fastball borderline outside corner, and this is the pitch that Farrell got kicked out on. The first pitch to Mookie, and all of a sudden the barking started, and boom, he was gone. So that wasn't the first time he was chirping, that's for sure.
Torey Lovullo finishing up the game as the manager, and here's Xander taking a curveball for a strike, riding an 11-game hitting streak. He's 20 out of 51 on the hitting streak. Kennedy works pretty quickly, and that one is loop foul out of play, and it's 0-2. Red Sox still leading the major leagues in runs scored. 233 runs. That is 48 more than the Texas Rangers, who are second. One and two. Kennedy is coming off a 7-3 loss at Yankee Stadium. As Eck mentioned, he gave up 3 home runs and surrendered 7 runs as he got knocked around. That's drilled in there for strike 3. That was 93. So he humped it up there. Gets the Red Sox in order. Quick start for Kennedy here in KC. Right here in game 1, here's the Royals lineup brought to you by your New England Chevy dealers. Alcides Escobar is the shortstop, Lorenzo Cain in center. Then it's Eric Hosmer, Kendrys Morales, and Alex Gordon. Chester Cuthbert is at third base, coming off a big night. Christian Colon is the second baseman. Drew Butera does the catching, and Gerard Dyson is in right field batting ninth. Sox starting pitcher presented by your New England Audi dealers. Stephen Wright 3-3. His first career start against Kansas City, and he's coming off his shortest outing of the season, a no decision in a 7-6 loss to Houston.
Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and they are 5th in the American League, making a few errors the last couple of games. And you see the infield, Rutledge starting at third base, Bogaerts, Pedroia, Shaw at first. The outfield, as you see, Young, Bradley, Betts, Hannigan behind the plate, catching the knuckleball to right.
Hard to do. The first one went right up and over him. Escobar the batter, and takes another ball. 258, no home runs. He was 0 for 4 last night. And in there for a strike as he was backing out of there. Wright giving up 9 hits and 4 1/3 against Houston and 5 earned runs. The rain did that knuckleball no favors. That's poked through the hole for a base hit. Escobar waited on that one very nicely, and he slashes a single.
That's pretty much what you have to do with Wright. Stay back, and that's his stroke anyway. Escobar, the ball to right field. Fairly good contact, good placement.
Lorenzo Cain will be next. He doubled in the 8th inning last night to run a hitting streak to 10 consecutive games. The start by Stephen in a loss to Houston turned out to be the only Red Sox loss on a homestand as they went 6-1. Cain, a .271 hitter, has some pop. And the man on deck has quite a bit. That's Hosmer, who blasted a home run here last night. Red Sox were down in the game. If you missed it 5-1, they rallied to get to within 1 on a 3-run homer by Travis Shaw, but eventually lost 8-4 as the bullpen gave it up late. That one down into the dirt.
Escobar has 8 steals. This is a club that you think runs more than they do, but the Red Sox have more stolen bases at this point.
And there was a time when the Red Sox would come here back in the 80s. They might have 30 stolen bases in a whole season. Over but low for a ball. They tried the fastball there. Wright ranking 4th in the American League in ERA coming in at 2.36. He's been even better on the road. His ERA on the road 1.27. 2-1 to Cain. Roped foul.
We saw him earlier coming into the stadium, right? And he just seems so relaxed. I was going to say, do you think he's nervous? He was more excited about talking about, I get to pitch against Ian Kennedy. I used to play with him when I was in Little League.
Boyhood friend, yeah. Travel team buddies.
Yeah.
Back in California.
But he just seems so relaxed.
But don't you think that that's the knuckleball pitcher in essence, that they never seem to be nervous? That's outside. They make their catchers nervous as heck.
But you have to be relaxed to throw that. I mean, you can't get excited. You can't. And with all, there's got to be adrenaline. There's no doubt about it. You're in front of 30,000 people.
I guess it's fatalistic because the pitch, once you release it, you have no idea where it's going to go.
Yeah, I guess.
3-2, runner goes. Swung on and missed. It goes all the way to the backstop. And no throw to first base. And so the runner will be safe. And Hannigan getting a new ball back here. He had a runner at first base. Down to second base goes Escobar.
Obviously, Cain is out on this because first base is occupied. He misses badly, and he thinks, "All right, I can go to first base." Meanwhile, you're out. Even though he was running to second, first base was occupied. He doesn't get to stay.
And Hannigan took a look down at second base, but the runner was already safely in on the wild pitch.
He wasn't panicked.
We talk about that in the no panic with the knuckleball pitcher. And you think about the guys you know who have thrown it, like Phil Niekro and Charlie Huff. They all have that same Stephen Wright personality.
And they're all good golfers too. All of them. Wake's a great golfer. I know Charlie does. Phil Niekro's a great golfer. I mean, it's like they're lining up a putt every pitch. There's no heartbeat.
So nothing really seems to bother Wright. Right now he's got a runner at his back, and Hosmer, the hitter, 336 with 7 home runs. Escobar was running, so he winds up with a stolen base.
But I bet you got to always worry about the weather with them. I mean, with a normal, I don't like the wind to be blowing out any time when I take the mound, but for a knuckleball, there's got to be something to do with the weather. We saw last time out, it was rainy. It's tough for anybody.
On the outside corner for a strike.
But they would like to, in a perfect world, be indoors, you would think. There's not that many indoor places to pitch anymore.
Right, allowing 6 first-inning runs in 7 starts, so that's been the trouble spot for him. Trying to keep one from scoring right away. There's a drive to center field. That's it well. Bradley back on the track at the wall, and that one's out. And there's another couple of runs in the first inning against Wright. Hosmer strikes for the 2nd straight day, and that makes it 2-0 Kansas City.
And straight away center field, the farthest part of the ballpark. Knuckleball. He had to supply all the power with this. You see the knuckleball, it sunk too. It didn't just flatten out. That ball sunk. Ball down middle, and he just loses this ball over the 410 sign.
428 feet. Well, he knew it the second he made contact, that he had spanked it.
You know, it dipped a little bit. Yeah, it dipped right into the middle part of his bat.
The first inning continues to be an issue for Wright. Morales hitting with 196 with 5 home runs, so he has been scuffling. He was 0 for 4 last night. 2-0 the Royals here in game 1.
Looks like it's moving pretty good today. Even the home run ball, that ball was moving. Hosmer, he's just hot.
And the 1-1. Softly hit up the line. Going to be a fair ball, and Shaw will handle that. And they're 2 down in front of Alex Gordon. Now, Wright hasn't been tagged with a lot of extra base hits. Coming into this one, he had allowed just 8 extra base hits in 7 starts. But Hosmer's certainly got all of his. Gordon hitting .215, a slow start for him with just 4 home runs after signing a big contract here. Could have gone elsewhere as a free agent. He elected to return to the Royals. And down into the dirt. Gordon has gone just 1 for 17 on this homestand. 2-0. That's rocketed to right field. Betts on the run, and Mookie will chase that one down and make the play. A couple of shots in that inning. Kansas City leads it on a home run, 2-0. Fewest hits per 9 innings. Salazar of Cleveland. We're going to see the Indians coming up next. Fewest hits per 9, 4.86. Ian Kennedy is on that list, the man that we're seeing here today, and got the Red Sox in order in the first inning. David Ortiz will test him here. Red Sox have won 7 of their last 9, 12 of the last 17, but are trailing here after an inning of play 2-0. Really a no-doubter by Eric Hosmer to center field here at Kauffman Stadium. And David Ortiz looks at a strike.
Not a lot of history here with the Red Sox facing Kennedy. I see Ortiz is 1 for 3. He got him. He's got a home run off of him. Doesn't take long for him to hit home runs off of anybody.
0-1 fouled back to the screen. A quiet night last night for Big Papi. He was 0 for 4. He enters today in the doubleheader with 2,292 career games played. That's the same as Ted Williams played. Onto the left side and scooped up by Cuthbert, and he'll throw him out. So the first 4 Red Sox have been retired. Tuesday, May 24th is David Ortiz canvas night at Fenway. The first 15,000 fans receive a David Ortiz commemorative canvas print. That's courtesy of Enios. For tickets and more information, call 877 Red Sox 9. One away, Travis Shaw will climb in. Now batting .329 after a big night last night. He hit his 6th home run. He was 3 for 4. He scored 2 runs. He kind of was the offense.
I mean, he's been the whole package. You know, you talk about third base. He's played a good third base. He made a couple errors, but he's made some spectacular plays over there. And first place seems like his home to me more than anything else. He's not going to play there that much. He is today.
Flies that one foul down the left field line. And back to his home run swing last night.
Got them right back into this game after hitting a couple balls to left field the first 2 times up. He gets a fastball Ventura and takes him deep. Makes the score 5-4 at the time.
One man out in the 1-1 and a breaking ball. Last 8 games for Travis, he's gone 14 for 31. It's a .452 average with 12 RBIs. He's seeing the ball, the 2-1. And that'll miss.
Boy, he wanted that right there. Kennedy, that ball, a little change up down below the zone.
Rutledge on deck. He has good changeup, good curveball. Hard hit and a miss there by Hosmer as he dove and came up empty. It'll be a base hit. And the Red Sox have their first base runner today.
You think that's a ball that Hosmer could handle, Golden Glove first baseman, but sharply hit by Shaw. You see the dive. He almost dives over the top of it. The ball gets by him.
Brings up Josh Rutledge, who steps in with a high average of .407. He had 3 hits on Sunday against Houston. And he has some numbers against Kennedy. Not many do, as you pointed out, Eck, but he's 5 for 16 with a home run against this right-hander. Anthony Ramirez has poor numbers against him. That's one of the reasons he's sitting here in game 1. A strike. (2-0). The Royals in front on a blast by Hosmer with a man on in the first inning off of Wright. And a 1-1 from Kennedy. He spoiled that one. Fouled back to the screen.
Rutledge has had a kind of a quiet contribution. Nobody really talks about him, but offensively he's done a nice job.
Shaw with a tiny lead at first base with 1 away. And ran in on the knuckles there, and he fought it off. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kennedy has pitched for the Yankees, for Arizona for several years. In 2011, he won 21 games.
Ooh.
he went 21-4 with a 288 earned run average. And that felt like it was out of nowhere. The year before he had been 9-10. Swing and a miss, and down goes Rutledge. Second K in the book for Kennedy.
After he ran that fastball in off his thumbs, he comes back with a fastball outside and beats him. Got something else on his mind, Rutledge, not a fastball, because you can see how fast that ball went right by him.
Last couple of seasons Kennedy spent in San Diego. Now Jackie Bradley hitting .333, 6 homers and 31 RBIs. His first at bat last night in the second inning, he doubled to run his hitting streak to 22 straight games. And Jackie has gotten a hit in his first at bat during the hit streak 8 times. And in 5 of the last 6 games, he's gotten it out of the way in that first at bat. A called strike.
High changeup.
Bradley going 1 for 2 with 2 walks yesterday in the Red Sox defeat. He is the reigning American League Player of the Week. 2 down, Shaw on at first base, and that one makes him skip back out of the way.
See if he throws him another changeup here. 2-1.
Kennedy is a quick worker with the bases empty. Pretty deliberate though with a man on. That finds the mark for a called strike. 92 right at the bottom of the zone.
Nothing fancy, you know, not big league fastball, but 92 paint on the corner goes a long ways.
He just fanned Josh Rutledge. He struck out Xander Bogaerts in the first inning. And the 2-2 fought off by JBJ. Kennedy has always been a guy in the strike zone, so he gives up home runs. 31 last year with San Diego. 2012 with Arizona, he allowed 28.
That's hard to do in San Diego, you would think, huh?
Big ballpark. 2 down and high. Is that fastball you were talking about? He is not afraid to elevate.
No, but it's pretty good fastball. He's feeling pretty good today. 93. He's only thrown him 1 changeup this whole at bat. You know he loves his changeup.
Shaw will be running on a 3-2 pitch. There he goes. And it swung on and fouled back as Jackie hangs in there. Chris Young is the on deck hitter.
Featured that knuckle curveball that last pitch. Back door. He's got that. The way he holds his changeup is right between his 2 middle fingers. The Vulcan grip, is that what they call it? It's
yeah, the Vulcan change. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Shaw runs again on the 3-2, and again it's fouled away. Jackie continues to have a fine at bat here against Ian Kennedy. Red Sox are down 2-0. Lots of baseball coming your way today and tonight with this split twin bill. Travis Shaw's getting his running in at first base. He'll be taken off again. High fly ball into right center field, and it hangs up high for Kane. And he's there to put it away. Side retired. 1 hit, 1 left. After 1.5, 2-0 Kansas City in the lead. is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, and nothing to hide. Kansas City out in front here on a pretty day at Kauffman Stadium. 2-0 over the Red Sox. Let's go down to Garen Austin.
Thanks, Obie. I was talking with Stephen Wright yesterday, and he said that he loves having Ryan Hanigan catch him. Wright said that Hanigan has helped him mechanically as well as mentally, and he takes the thinking out of it so he can go out there and do his job. And he said it's made it a lot easier, and they're having a lot of fun. And Wright said that they're really getting to know each other, and he feels really comfortable with him right now. Guys?
Ryan Hanigan, conversely, we saw him on the elevator. As he was heading down, we were heading up today. And Ryan looked like a man about ready to go to the dentist.
Did he?
He really did.
He always looks like that. I don't know, but that's where he looked today.
Cuthbert waves and misses there, hitting .275 with a homer and 3 runs batted in. It's just such a long day's work for a catcher.
Right, and you know, you're bound to have a pass ball just to stay in shape. I mean, what's he got, 8 of them?
There've already been a couple up and over his head. As it swung on and missed, dancing away from Cuthbert, he strikes out. And the second strikeout for Stephen Wright, 1 away.
That knuckleball was dancing. This is what you're talking about. Right at the last minute, dipping. You know, he threw that knuckleball against the Yankees with the complete game. Remember, he threw it high, and they swung right through it. I mean, you'd think he wouldn't want to do that, but he gets it to dip up there. It's kind of scary up there, but it dips a little bit, and guys swing at it.
A strike to Colon. Christian Colon playing second base, 27-year-old right-hand hitter from Puerto Rico, who did get an at bat in the World Series last year.
One at bat, right?
Did all right, 1 for 1, and he had an RBI.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
That was in extra innings. The game that they won the whole thing off of Addison Reed.
2-1 to count. Game 2, David Price going in at 5-1, an ERA of 6 up against Edinson Volquez. He's also a right-hander. He's 4-3 with a .351 earned run average. I think the fascinating thing to watch with David Price is, will his mechanical adjustments that he made and got him up to 96 miles an hour his last start with the 12 strikeouts, will he continue to have that kind of success? That one is high for ball 4. So Colon is on in front of Drew Butera.
I don't know if he's going to get the 12 strikeouts, because that's against a team like the Astros that swing and miss a lot. This Royals team is not like that, but I'm sure he's got those mechanics down pat now. I mean, that's what, I mean, for him to go, and I don't know if Pedroia had anything to do with it, but.
Oh, I think if you ask Petey, he absolutely did.
Okay, I mean, to me, you'd think the catcher would have more to do with it than Petey, but he's eyeballing him.
Check swing, he did not offer. Did that ever happen to you over the course of your career where you kind of lost something in your mechanics and had to find it again?
You know, that's when I was asking for help. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't think he was asking, but you know, when you're going bad, everybody's going to give you help. And that's when you get really confused, you know.
1-0 pitch, hammer to third. Rutledge with it to second, one on to first. Yes, a double play and a beauty turned by the Red Sox. 5-4-3. That's the end of the Royals in this inning. The Red Sox with an OPS of 927, 267 points higher than it was in the month of May last year. Second highest such mark in team history for a single month since 1913. Twisted Tea, the hard iced tea that tastes like real iced tea. Be a little twisted. The Red Sox could use a little punch, getting a nice defensive effort there out of Rutledge at third base and Pedroia at second.
Sharp ground ball here to Rutledge. You see the turn by Petey, kind of stumbling, but still gets it over there in time.
So the double play by the Red Sox, the first of the day, brings up Chris Young here in the third inning. He's coming up a good homestand, one he really needed. He was 6 for 14. He drove in 3 runs. Got the average up there to respectability at 255. He's due a home run. Quickly 0-2. We're talking about mechanical adjustments and the length of the career that you had, and all the pitches you threw, and the different roles that you performed. Did you ever go through anything quite like, as Young goes down hacking, what we saw David Price do? You know, the subtlety of it, a little bit more of the leg lift and the hands in a different position. Did you ever lose your mechanics like that for a while?
Well, at one point they told me somebody knew what was coming. I would tap my front leg every time I threw a breaking ball, and somebody got onto that, and I was thinking, and then it was the hardest thing for me to change, to stop tapping my foot. I mean, my thigh every time I threw a breaking ball.
So with your glove, you were tapping it?
And then my windup, I'd go back and tap my thigh, and then said, "Don't do that anymore. It's hard to change. It wrecks your whole timing."
Hannigan looks at a strike. So
it's either that or go to the stretch. And I felt like I was never going to be the guy that goes to the stretch with nobody on, right? But I did after that. That was in the bullpen.
David Price has said, what I did last year, with the leg a little bit lower and the hand position a little bit lower, it worked. Throw 92, whatever. I was getting people out. So I think he was aware of it at some level, but maybe wasn't aware of how much velocity he had lost in sticking with that.
Well, he's so strong, and he stands straight up and down when he throws. You notice how he throws? He doesn't really get all the way through it. He's just strong, and he kind of recoils when he throws. But there was definitely a difference when he went out last time out. His glove hand was up higher. He was tilted, too. They talk about staying back over the rubber. He did, because sometimes you kind of glide to the home plate, and that's when you lose a little bit of your velocity.
1-2 on the way, and drilled in there for strike 3. Caught him looking. Back-to-back Ks here for Kennedy.
Oh, Kennedy, man, he can paint. He's having a good year for them. Not big velocity, but I'll tell you what, you put it where you want to, this ball's coming back on the corner. Hannigan knows it.
And now the Red Sox in the lineup getting their second look at him. Mookie Betts flied to center in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. He did snap a streak of 7 games in a row with an RBI last night. Did not drive one in. That's as a leadoff man. He set a record, actually tied a record with Chuck Schilling, 1961, and Dom DiMaggio in 1940 as leadoff men, consecutive games with an RBI. A strike.
Boy, this strike machine, man, he's going after everybody. But if he can recapture that 2011 season, man, he was on top of his game then.
Well, the 0-2 and hit the spot again. He struck him out looking. He strikes out the side. 1-2-3 go the Red Sox. 2-0 KC. Rocket Arms presented by Quicken Loans, American League leaders, opponent's batting average. Stephen Wright, you wouldn't consider him a rocket arm, but just 205 against him. Salazar 157. Sale, of course. Rich Hill really pitching well with a big curveball of his. This was in between innings now. John Fowler, remember, he was thrown out last night arguing balls and strikes, and he's unhappy with Brian Knight's strike zone.
He does not like called third strikes. He has a problem with that. Looked like pretty decent pitches to us.
I think we're seeing more strikes than John.
Yeah. But somebody must, I mean, last night he must have asked somebody, you know, because he wouldn't go off like that.
Yeah.
If he didn't think it was happening all night. You know, a couple pitches, big deal, but he thought more of it.
Here's Dyson hitting just 217. He can really run if he gets on. And a chopper to Shaw, handles that easily for a fast out. One away in the third inning. And here is the third strike to Mookie Betts to end the inning.
He's sitting outside. Ball comes back. It's up in the zone. It just sort of nips the outside corner. I mean, I want it.
Sure you do.
But I want everything, you know. Always did.
You want all the Milky Ways we had up here in the booth, and they're just about all gone.
You got to have them today. I mean, really.
Twin Bill.
I need a hot dog is what I need.
It was Bill Miller from last night who ran John at the very end of the contest. Here's Escobar. He singled and eventually scored their first run right in front of Hosmer when he blasted a 2-run homer, and that's where we are. 2-0 Kansas City. Off the middle all the way to the backstop. That's happened several times already. DraftKings is the official one-day fantasy baseball partner of the Red Sox. Experience the thrill of playing on DraftKings right now. Play free daily using the promo code NESSON at DraftKings.com. That sinks in there for a strike.
That's a borderline pitch right there. Turnabout fair play.
Two-one on the way. Right at the top of the strike zone.
Another borderline. That's a pitch that you know no one got this pitch. I don't know how many years ago they started to. That ball up.
Bounding ball. Nice play by Wright as he snags that with a backhand and guns him down. Nifty stab there for the second out in front of Lorenzo Cain.
This ball gets over his head. It might be trouble. I'm not really quite sure because he can run a little bit, but he gets up enough, leaps up, makes a nice little play.
And we saw that high strike initiative about 4 or 5 years ago really start to come into play. Some umpires have really stuck with it. Others have just gone back to their lower strike zone, but some have, you know, called that armpit strike.
That's the one that I really don't want.
Bogaerts throws on. Good inning for Wright. He gets him 1, 2, 3. 2-0 Kansas City here at Kauffman. The third pick in the NBA draft, and NESN.com has complete coverage and analysis of their draft plans. Visit NESN.com today. Red Sox down 2-0 as Pedroia hammers that one foul to begin the fourth inning. The Sox only have one hit against Kennedy, who has been razor sharp. He just struck out the side in the third inning and has 5 Ks through 3. Pedroia 0 for 1 with a fly to center.
They're getting smart, like swinging on the first pitch because he's going at him first pitch.
That's a base hit down the line, maybe extra bases. Gordon has to give chase. Pedroia wants 2, and the Gold Glovers throw will not get him. It will be a double, and a good start for the Red Sox here in the fourth inning. Their first extra base hit today against Kennedy.
Boy, Petey looking to swing the bat the first time up, swings at a breaking ball, and then he gets a fastball. Looked like he knew what was coming. He bailed here a little bit and got to this ball down the line. Looks like it's going to be an easy double for him, but he has to hustle all the way to second base with a headlong dive to get in.
Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1. He struck out looking in the first inning. 1 for 2 against Kennedy in his career, and he takes ball 1. So there's a pitch that I think in the first few innings probably would have been a called strike had John Farrell not come out.
And maybe that's the reason why he does it, just to make them, keep them on notice. Like, hey, don't be giving them everything.
That looked like a pretty good pitch.
I mean, when you're around the plate, you're going to get pitches.
Bogaerts with an 11-game hitting streak. And hitting for some power as well. He has 4 home runs already. A strike. Xander did not hit his 4th home run last year until the 16th of August against Seattle. Leading the American League with 54 hits. He is 5th in runs, 4th in doubles, and tied for first with 7 3-hit games. There's another base hit right through the hole. Pedroia will move up. He is into third and stopping there. And the Red Sox have something brewing here. First and third, nobody out, and David Ortiz coming up.
He threw him back-to-back fastballs. He took the first one, and the second one is just right there. And look at the hole between third and short. I mean, this is drive a truck through there, and you see Pedroia's got to hold up. Play right in front of him.
So a 12-game hitting streak. And the Red Sox have 2 on for Big Papi, who tapped to third base his first time up. He's 0 for 1. He's 1 for 4 with a home run against Kennedy. Red Sox trailing 2-0. And a base hit. That one's into the alley. Pedroia is in to score. Bogaerts into third and stopping there. An RBI single for Big Papi, his 34th RBI. And the Red Sox make it a 2-1 game.
Starting to catch up with Kennedy, throwing too many strikes. This first pitch is down low. He goes down and gets it, shoots the gap. All they wanted was a double play ball there. He gets a gap. Another RBI by Ortiz. Once again, first and third.
Now one of the hottest bats on the Red Sox, and Travis Shaw. He singled in the second inning after getting 3 hits last night, including a home run. He has 3 3-hit games in his last 8 games. Blocked by Butera. The runners will hold at first and third. 2-1 Kansas City.
This ball, breaking ball, he finally breaks out. That's a nice block by Butera.
He's an excellent defensive catcher. The Royals have 2 of them. Salvador Perez will start the nightcap. 2-0. Red Sox with a tying run 90 feet away, and David Ortiz at first. Really kept that away from Shaw. Now he's gone to 3-0.
Boy, he has put himself in trouble right here. 3-0. Nobody out.
Red Sox with 3 consecutive hits to begin the inning. They've done such a good job keeping the line moving. Oh, he went for it. 3-0. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. He didn't get it.
Whoa. Get a little anxious there. You want a ball that you can drive. That ball got on him. A little away.
Here comes the 3-1 to Shaw. Knocked foul out of play to the left.
Boy, he beat him on those 2 fastballs. A sneaky fastball is what he's got.
Yeah, it's deceptive. He'll fire it up around the letters. And that was right through there and got him looking at 93.
What a big pitch for Kennedy. That's that little 2-seamer that came back on the corner. All the way back from 3-0, and he finishes him off. See, that ball runs almost back to the middle.
That's a frustrating at bat. The count was 3-0. Came back to strike him out. That is 6 Ks for Kennedy. And now Josh Rutledge, who struck out in the 2nd inning. And he starts in with a curveball. Josh played for Alabama for the Crimson Tide. He's out of Birmingham, Alabama. His brother Michael played at Mississippi State. Here's the 0-1. 0-2. Some giddy up on that fastball.
That was a funky swing too. He punched him out on the same type of pitch the last time up. Not getting a good look at that ball outside.
Bogarts at third and Ortiz at first base. Here comes the 0-2. Fouled back to the screen as he hangs in there.
Thought I heard him grunt right there, trying to hump up on a fastball.
Jackie Bradley on deck. Kennedy has spent most of his career in the National League. 0-2. Got a piece. And last year 9-15. The year before 13-13. We mentioned the 21 wins in 2011. He had some bad luck that year because of the guys who were a little bit better, like Clayton Kershaw.
And Halladay, right? And Cliff Lee.
And Cliff Lee, all finishing in front of him in the Cy Young balloting. Another block by Butera. No one can advance.
This breaking ball sweeping outside. Luckily, the ball bounces back the other way towards Butera to make a nice block. These are stress throws. In a game like this, 4th inning, this is when you're reaching back.
They lead at first and third. The 1-2 coming, and just a little inside to make it 2-2. You're thinking about a pass ball or a wild pitch. There is not a lot of room here at Kauffman between home plate and the backstop. It's one of the tightest ballparks, right. And it can really bounce back hard off of that backstop. 2-2. He got him. He struck him out swinging. He's got Rutledge twice, and now there are 2 out.
That fastball in the previous pitch really helped him on this, and once again Rutledge can't get to that fastball away.
It's 7 strikeouts for Kennedy.
2 huge strikeouts for him. He was in a hole, 3-0. 2 guys on.
He's already tied his season high in strikeouts. So Jackie Bradley will try and bring in this run from third base. He has flied to center field, 0 for 1. Again, a 22-game hitting streak on the line today. Last night with a double and an RBI. And a ground ball to the right side. And Kennedy's going to get out of this without any more damage. He gives up the 1 run despite 3 hits.
Wow.
The strikeout's a big part of it. 2-1 KC. This Friday night Fenway presented by Budweiser. John Farrell will join TC on the field at Fenway. Be sure to visit the Bleacher Bar before every game, May 20th through the 26th. You can be selected as a Budweiser fan of the game. Budweiser, this Bud's for you. When the Red Sox get on the board, kind of a frustrating inning though, because they strand 2 men. Seemed to have Kennedy reeling a little bit after 3 consecutive hits, but then he struck out 2 and got a routine ground ball to get out of it. Here's Eric Hosmer, who's blasted a home run, and I mean he hit it in the first inning. A 2-run shot, his 8th of the year. Certainly their hottest hitter by far, hitting .340. He's locked in. A dribbler. Rutledge with a snag and throws to get him. He went a long way to get that one. A rangy play for the out.
That was a little scary there. He went all the way out of his way. I thought he was going to lose his balance, but he throws across his body. Beautiful thing. Nice first out.
One away for the struggling designated hitter Kendrys Morales, who started the afternoon hitting just .196 with 5 home runs. He did have a walk-off the other day against Atlanta in extra innings. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
He just doesn't look good left-handed, and hope he doesn't start today because he's only hitting a .140 from the left-hand side.
Coming off a big year, drove in over 100 runs. Well, that's an ugly swing.
That's a nasty pitch is what it was. About the time he started to swing this bat, that ball just disappeared. Looked like a slider down and in almost. But
it missed it by 1.5 feet.
Yeah.
The 0-2. They won the Silver Slugger last year, and he was also named the Edgar Martinez Outstanding Designated Hitter. Hitting this side, a real problem for him. He flies that one into left field. Young creeping near the line. I'll tell you what, if it looks a little bit dark to you on television, it certainly is in the ballpark, because the sun has disappeared behind the clouds, and they have not turned the lights on here. It feels more like it's about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
At least there's no rain clouds.
Don't even say that. I mean,
they're not. Don't worry about it.
Don't even go there. We've had enough of that this season as Gordon takes a strike. Red Sox were rained out in game 1. That was pushed back to yesterday, and necessitating the doubleheader that we're playing today and tonight.
Well, he's getting that high strike.
Nobody on base, 2 down, 2 strikes on Gordon. He's 0 for 1. Swung on and missed. It goes to the backstop. Hannigan with a sliding stop has to throw to get him, and he does. Shaw with a tiptoe on the bag to complete the strikeout. They go 1-2-3. Still 2-1 Kansas City. honoring the '86 Red Sox in their 40th game in 1986. The Red Sox beat the Rangers 2-1. Oil Can Boyd went 8 strong innings. He gave up just 3 hits and got the win for the Red Sox.
Oil Can had a nice year that year for them.
Dennis Eckersley, the Hall of Famer, alongside Dave O'Brien and Garen Austin. Great to have you with us. Certainly hope you're with us throughout the day, and then after a break for Game 2 later tonight at 8:15. And that'll be David Price against Edinson Volquez in the nightcap. Red Sox are trailing here 2-1. They have out hit Kansas City 4-2. And Chris Young will lead things off. He struck out in his last at bat. You mentioned that Chris is due for a home run. The last one he hit was August 28th of last year at Atlanta when he was with the Yankees. He skies a pop-up back toward the screen, but no room there. It's going to be over and into the seats. Ryan Hanigan on deck, and then Mookie Betts. Mookie will get his 3rd look at Ian Kennedy, who has 7 strikeouts.
I mean, you dot that outside corner enough, you're going to get a couple of inches like this pitch right there. I mean, that looks like a strike. You see, it's just off the corner, maybe a little.
Tried to hold up, and he did. Then the hitter has to protect. Has to be looking for that pitch and maybe a little extra. It's one of the things that John Farrell was upset about when he came out to talk with Brian Knight, the home plate umpire. 2-2. There's a high fly ball into left field. Way back it goes. Gordon turns, and that one is gone. The Red Sox have tied it on Young's first home run of the season.
Well, you were asking for one, weren't you?
I was begging a bit.
You were begging, and he got a fastball, and he didn't miss it.
He crushed it. He had been 0 for 6 against Kennedy.
And you see this fastball just almost letter high. He gets on it, flicks it out of here. See the kind of power that Chris Young's got. He's got to feel good about that against a right-handed pitcher.
Tied up 2-2. Hanigan trying to hold up at a strike. Speedway proud to be New England's first choice for value and convenience. For every Red Sox homer, Speedway donates $500 to Boston's Children's Hospital. Stop by a Speedway store near you and pick up your Speedway rewards card and start earning points today. Sox are getting much better swings these last 2 innings against Kennedy. They have 4 hits in the last 2, and that's across for a strike. Young has good power, and you know most of his hits have been extra base hits. Up the middle, but a backhand stab by Colon. 1 man gone.
And the beat goes on for the Red Sox too with these home runs, right? They've been homering like galore.
It's 18 straight games. Sox fans looking for the best seats to the biggest games, check out the official Red Sox ticket resale marketplace at RedSoxReplay.com. The best place for season ticket holders to sell their tickets when they can't make it to the game. Mookie Betts is 0 for 2. That's a swing and a miss. He has fly to center and struck out looking. Mookie likes to hit at this ballpark, Kauffman Stadium, in 8 career games, 457. Dustin Pedroia on deck is another one who loves to hit here. It's a beautiful ballpark.
It really is.
But the fountains out there in the outfield, it's been refurbished over the last several years. And the Royals on the field have done their part by winning a ton of games and a World Series. One out, a run in on the 1-2. Line down the right field line, but foul. Plenty of stuff for the kids to do, and they have a wonderful Hall of Fame down the left field line. It's one of the best in all of baseball. And so if you do come to a game here, take that in. They present the history of the Royals beautifully. There's a check swing foul.
Every team should have something like that right at the ballpark.
I agree. Very convenient. Make it part of your day or night. Part of the game experience. And theirs is great.
And their history only goes back to '69.
One-two pitch.
The Oakland A's stole their team, didn't they?
Yeah, and
they moved out to the Bay Area. What, '68, I think.
Yep, as you know very well.
Right.
They're an institution here. The last few years, baseball has been brought back to life by this club in Kansas City. And now it is the thing to do, to come to a Royals game or watch them on television. Fans just went crazy for them the last 2 years, going to the World Series, losing one and then winning one. 2-2 to Betts. Breaking ball, and he fouled it off himself.
Came back and almost hit him in the chin. Watch this ball come back up. Oh, got his arm.
He's letting the home plate umpire Knight know where it got him. Follow Red Sox baseball live with the MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment with game day, live game day video, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball, on your smartphone and tablet today. 2-2 on Mookie. Red Sox have tied the game 2-2 on a homer by Chris Young. Here's a routine ground ball to Escobar. 2 out. And Mookie 0 for 3 today after going 1 for 4 last night.
He really pitched Mookie tough that at bat. A couple of change-ups, finishes them off with a fastball down and away. He couldn't do anything with it.
Pedroia with a double and a run scored. He was driven in by the David Ortiz single in the 4th inning. He's also flied out. He's very fond of this ballpark throughout his career. 26 games, a .367 hitter. You had to have particular ballparks you just love to pitch in for some reason.
Yeah, the big ones. The huge ones. Oakland's a great ballpark to pitch in. I wish I had pitched there my whole career, you know, as a starter and all. Fenway's not my favorite, even though I was there quite a while, and Wrigley Field's not anything to write home about as a pitcher.
Yeah, when that wind was blowing out.
Oh, but it, you know, in April it used to blow in, but by the time summer come rolling along, man, you wake up in the morning and look outside and go, oh no, it's somebody's going to go deep.
One-two hammered foul by Pedroia. Xander Bogaerts on deck. Fun times at Wrigley Field these days, huh?
Oh yeah.
Cubs have been ridiculous.
They haven't finished it off yet. You know, the broadcast booth is the last thing they're probably going to fix. But center field's all done, the bleachers and what have you.
Cubs are 14-6 there. Curveball is low foul. It just got a piece of that.
I hadn't been back there in a long time. I was there for the playoffs with the St. Louis and the Cardinals last year and the Cubs, and going back there, the clubhouse was just like I left it 30 years ago. And I heard they fixed their clubhouse, the home clubhouse now.
1-2 is up and away. I did a lot of games in the National League early in my career, and you had to be shoehorned into that visiting clubhouse.
Oh yeah.
Tiny.
Oh, totally. Awful. And it's a road trip to try to get to the dugout, right?
Yes. And it's about a half-mile walk. 2-2. And now 3-2 on Dustin Pedroia. Pretty darn good at bat here. Red Sox tying the game on a Young home run. 2-2 here in the top of the 5th.
Kennedy loves that outside corner. I mean, he's thrown tons of balls on the outside corner.
And Kennedy's payoff pitch. spoiled again by Dustin Pedroia. Although I'll tell you what, I loved walking from that clubhouse down, through the caverns of Wrigley and through the tunnel, because you're thinking to yourself, Babe Ruth walked this same walk.
Right.
He did the same thing all the way to the field.
I never really thought that.
And it hasn't changed at all since.
This is nasty. It's like it's like a dungeon.
It is. Yeah. 3-2. And that dipped down low, ball 4. So Pedroia is on, and he earned that walk. Hey, it's Winning Wednesday, and if the Red Sox win, Plainridge Park Casino will donate $777 to the Relay for Life of Greater Attleboro. First walk issued by Kennedy. That gets it to Xander Bogaerts, who's 1 for 2 with a base hit. Xander running his hitting streak to 12 consecutive games with that 4th inning single. And he won't chase into the dirt, ball 1.
Wow, look at that pick. I mean, look. He was running away from this. Look at this is a pick. Didn't turn his glove over. Look at that. Whoa. I thought he was going to backhand it, and he just slid all the way.
Xander hitting .337. More hits than anybody in the American League with 55. On a pace to go well over 200 hits.
Pedroia hasn't got much of a lead over there. He's not going anywhere. Pedroia really picks his spots to steal a bag.
Two men out and the 1-0 to Xander Bogaerts. Pedroia holding. 1-1.
There's that good changeup. This ball sort of disappears. And way out front. Xander's got that big hole between first and second. Huge hole.
He held up as that one dipped down low, and they did appeal, but the first base umpire agrees, no swing on Bogaerts.
They just play Bogaerts the other way. You don't see that very often with a third hitter in the lineup.
They're really inviting him to go to right field. Pedroia with 2 stolen bases on the year. He leads at first base with 2 away. Two and 2.
I mean, you know that he's not. Bogaerts is not going to hit 330, 340, and hit you 20 bombs. It's one or the other. And I like this. I like the 330 and drive-in runs. Use the whole field. They don't know how to defend him because he hits the ball all over the place.
Bounce, and that one does get away. That really handcuffed him. Pedroia is into second base. Rolls all the way to the edge of the dugout. And the Red Sox have a man in scoring position on a wild pitch.
That's a wild pitch. Nobody's going to block this. This is ridiculous. Change up, down and away. The hop just ate him up off his arm, gets way away.
Bogaerts 1 for 2.
Got Ortiz on deck. You got to throw a strike here.
Here it comes. And a liner. Oh, what a play. Escobar from his knees. The dive. He's out.
I don't know.
That is some play if it holds up. We'll see if the Red Sox challenge, however. That should have been in left field for a base hit, possibly an RBI.
On his knees to get that much on the ball, to get all the way across the diamond. That's got to be a close. I mean, I don't know.
John Farrell waiting for the word.
Look at that. Full length. On his knees. One hop. Oh, he's out.
Yes.
Wow. You wonder if he didn't slide head first whether he'd been safe or not. You know, you never know. But it slows him down and it makes it obvious he's out. Yeah, he's out.
John Farrell will not challenge.
What a play.
That's the play of the day. Alcides Escobar. Hosmer did a great job digging it at first base as well to steal one from Xander Bogaerts and the Red Sox. On NESN is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. Regardless of what happens in baseball the rest of the day and the night, this defensive play by Alcides Escobar is going to be somewhere in the top 5, right? I mean, who's going to knock that out of the top 5?
And that's a bullet that he had to dive for, and he knew he had no time. That's why he stayed on his knees and threw it across the diamond.
He won his first Gold Glove last year, maybe on his way to another.
Check this out. I mean, that is a bullet. Gets enough on it to one-up Hosmer out.
Inside on Cuthbert. Underway here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We're tied 2-2. The Red Sox did tie it in that inning on a long home run by Chris Young, his first of the season. Cuthbert had a big night last night, 3 for 4 with a double. It was a career high 3 hits. Also scored a run. He snapped an 0 for 10. Stephen Wright has settled in very nicely. Foul tipped right at the feet of Hannigan. You know, it's that first inning. I mean, if Stephen has to see a hypnotist who convinces him, hey, it's the second inning, even though it's the first inning.
Yes.
I mean, it might be the way to go at this point, because once he gets beyond that first inning.
Well, it's a first inning for any starting pitcher, really. You don't know what you're going to be. I mean, bullpen means nothing.
Little pop up, and there's Bogaerts to make the catch. Let's go down to Guerin.
Hey, thanks, OB. Well, yesterday, Jackie Bradley Jr., Mookie Betts, and Stephen Wright all had the opportunity to tour the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum here in Kansas City. And the museum does such a great job of sharing the stories of the players in these leagues and the challenges they faced and the contributions that they made to baseball. And guys, I talked to the players after their visit, and they just said it was such a powerful experience. And I highly encourage anyone who's in the Kansas City area or gets to come here to take a tour of it.
Yeah, it's a great visit. I've taken it a couple of times, Guerin, a couple of outstanding historical visits, and I think that's what gets you is the contributions made in that league, the Negro Baseball League, to baseball in general. I mean, well before Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, I think Buck O'Neil all the time. Anytime they talk about that.
Absolutely.
And to shallow right center, and coming on to make the catch, Betts. Guerin, go ahead.
Well, absolutely, and you know, the president of the museum, Bob Kendrick, does such a great job of keeping the museum alive, and he has just so many incredible stories. And every time I go, I learn something new, and I'm really thankful that the players just let us tag along with them yesterday. It was really a great experience for everyone, I think.
And worthy of going again and again, I think. And Jackie Robinson, is all over that museum, obviously, but so many great players. And they have this wonderful array of statues when you walk in as Butera hits here of the greatest of the greats, you know, the all-time Hall of Famers at the positions that they played. And the statues are so lifelike because they're the same heights and they look just like the original players. Really well done. Bogaerts off balance, throws and gets him at first base.
A little Jeter piece.
I would say so. He's done that a couple of times this season. 1, 2, 3 they go. We're tied 2-2. Second innovation episode of NESN Clubhouse. Learn about the evolution of the baseball glove. Plus, D'Angelo Ortiz investigates why so many Sox players are using axe-handled bats. All Sunday at noon on NESN Clubhouse, presented by Delta Dental of Massachusetts. Investigative reporter D'Angelo Ortiz is on the job, and his dad is too at the plate.
His dad isn't using one of those axe handles, that's for sure.
Oh, sir. He's 1 for 2 in this one with an RBI single. David, with his bats, has homered 7 times in the last 15 games and has 10 for the season. And the 2-0. That'll miss. They have their bullpen going for Kansas City. Flynn, the left-hander, Hochevar, the right-hander. He pitched last night.
He's got 100 pitches right now.
And the last 2 innings, the Red Sox kind of finding a range against them as that one is fouled away. And a big cut. A home run last inning by Young. Ian Kennedy's pitching line brought to you by your Eastern Lexus dealers. And the Red Sox strung together 3 consecutive hard hit balls in the 4th inning. And got a run.
Well, he did some pitching to get out of that inning. For him, even the home run he gave up to Young, but the inning before he was in trouble. Run in, 2 guys on, and 2 strikeouts later, and a ground ball, he got out of it. So for him, that was the stress of this outing. That's why there's bullpen action.
We're in the top half of the 6th inning at Kansas City. The sun is out again. It had disappeared for quite a while. And another one popped up down the left field line, but that's going to keep on sailing foul. Travis Shaw and then Josh Rutledge to follow David Ortiz, tied up 2-2. This is game 1 of a doubleheader here in Kansas City. There's a rocket deep to right field, way back into the corner, but he hooked it foul.
Oof.
It had all sorts of distance.
He had them all sized up. I mean, he's had some swings this at bat. He tried to crank that 3-0 pitch, fouled it off, and then he gets a pitch he can handle just too quick. That ball is way back.
3-2 again, and a bullet. This one fair for a base hit. David Ortiz 2 for 3. A couple of great swings on that trip. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Here's TC. He's had a great career. Thank you, TC. Here's Travis Shaw now, 1 for 2 with a base hit. Red Sox have the leadoff man on in a 2-2 tie. He thought about it but stayed off it, and it's high for ball 1.
Boy, he gave Ortiz some pitches to hit, didn't he? He wasn't going to walk him. I'm surprised he didn't take him deep. He did take him deep.
Yeah, deep
foul.
But foul.
But whew.
Talking hitting, I'm sure, with Hosmer there at first base. Hosmer has homered twice in this series. Travis Shaw crushed a home run here last night when he had 3 hits and has another hit today. 2-0. So you wonder when Ned Yost is going to go to that bullpen. Rutledge is on deck. He had the left-hander throwing in the bullpen, decided not to use him with Shaw up there.
You'd think he'd let him have Rutledge the way he's handled him the first 2 times up too.
They struck him out twice. That pitch count's getting up there. Kennedy, 31 years old, firing, and he missed. Now it's 3-1, so a hitter's count for Travis.
Well, this lineup makes you work.
Again, Shaw, his last 8 games, is hitting .452 with 8 extra base hits. 3-1 coming. Popped him up. That'll keep on twisting, and it's off into the stands over the top of the Red Sox dugout.
Gave him a pitch to hit, a little late on it. Had him 3-0 last time up and ended up punching him out.
I think a big story in this game has been how Stephen Wright has settled down after the first inning.
Oh yeah.
He gave up 2 hits in the first, nothing since then. 3-2, and another one fought back foul. Red Sox did not lose any ground last night because Baltimore lost 10-0 to Seattle. And I know it's terribly early. We're still in the middle of May. But the Red Sox and the Orioles are essentially tied for first place. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Late cut and a miss. Down he goes, strike 3. And strikeout number 8 for Kennedy.
You got to give Kennedy credit right there. Comes back from a 3-1 count, paints him away. Can't get to it.
One down, and it will be Kennedy against Rutledge. So far, Kennedy has won both of those battles. A strikeout in the second, a strikeout in the fourth. As mentioned, Rutledge has had success against him in the past, including a home run. He's not seeing him well today, though.
Not seeing it at all. Some of the weak swings on balls away.
Jackie Bradley on deck. He has yet to register a hit today in his bid to make it a 23-game hitting streak. It was quite dark here just about 45 minutes ago. It got really dark. Now really bright here in Kansas City. The 1-1. Poke foul out of play. He chased a ball there.
With all these pitches, what he's up to 114, whatever it is. I mean, over his limit, really. He gets Rutledge out. You don't think he'd go to the bullpen. You know, he probably should go to the bullpen, but I think he'd let him face Jackie.
It's a season high in pitches for Kennedy. Here's the 1-2. Red Sox fouling off a lot of pitches the last couple innings too, and that's driving up that pitch count. So he's well over his season high now at 115.
Obviously, if Rutledge gets on, he's not facing Jackie, but if he gets him out, I think Yost might let him have him.
Big Papi at first.
Yep.
And down he goes again. That is the third time he has struck out today trying to hold up, and it's back-to-back Ks by Kennedy.
Is he going to go get him?
Now comes Yost.
Oh.
Bit of a surprise.
Yeah. This is a time where I want the ball right here. I just pitched so well to get Shaw, come back 3-1, and he's going to the bullpen. He doesn't care.
Yep, he has made the call. That's it for Kennedy. He winds up with 9 strikeouts.
Ooh.
But he leaves in a 2-2 game. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Kia. They'll bring on Flynn, the left-hander, for Jackie Bradley. A big hand for Kennedy here in Kansas City. We're in the 6th inning, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. Sox first pitch presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. We have another game coming up. We'll hear from Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley, Stephen Wright on their visit to the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum and Hall of Fame. Brian Flynn will make an appearance out of their bullpen, brought on to face Jackie Bradley. They picked him up from the Marlins in a trade a couple of years ago, and he was just recently brought up from AAA.
Big boy, 6'7". I think he's got a little leverage.
Jackie has hit lefties though. As he takes ball one, he is 12 for 30. That's a .400 average against left-hand pitching.
He's hitting everybody.
0 for 2 today though. So running out of opportunities to extend that hitting streak, which has reached 22 consecutive games. Here's David Ortiz at first base and 2 out. Red Sox 2 and the Royals 2 here in the 6th.
This is the only guy that Flynn is going to face. Got Hoshaver warming up to get Young, I would assume.
The 2-0. A strike.
Oh, didn't have to be.
A generous call there from Brian Knight. And a 2-1. All even now on Jackie Bradley.
Bradley gets a pitch to hit, comes out of his shoes a little bit, ball's away from him.
That was 94. Flynn's 2-2 home. He got him. So the Red Sox strike out in succession after the Ortiz base hit. 2-2. We're tied. Ace ticket. He gave up 2 in the first inning on the home run by Hosmer, but has not allowed a hit since then. And now here in the bottom of the 6th inning, he'll get 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order for Kansas City. We're tied up 2-2. Here's Jarrod Dyson. He's 0 for 1 with a tapper to first base. If he gets on, he looks to run. He has 152 career stolen bases. That's 8th in their club history, and just 4 shy of tying Johnny Damon for 7th. Remember, Johnny was a Kansas City Royal in another lifetime.
Oh yeah.
And the 1-1 from right, and missed inside.
You do not want to put this guy on.
Escobar, who made a brilliant defensive stab to rob Xander Bogaerts of a base hit, is on deck. That one ripped to right field, down the line, fair ball, all the way to the fence.
He's going to go 3.
It bounces away from Betts. Dyson easily into third. He slides. He didn't even have to. He's got himself a triple. That was a triple at the crack of the bat.
Oh, absolutely, down the line. Just don't want to mess it up anymore and have it inside the park, but this didn't do much. Fastball. It looked like almost a fastball, didn't it? I'm not quite sure. It didn't look like a knuckleball to me. He smokes that ball down the line. He pick him up, put him down. See ya. Don't even slide.
Running out from under his helmet, so the infield will come in for the Red Sox. Escobar has singled and grounded back to the pitcher. Tie game at the moment, 2-2, but that's in jeopardy. And foul back for strike 1 by Escobar. Lorenzo Cain on deck.
Boy, when they play the infield in, it looks like it's so easy to get a ball through. You got to hit it right at somebody. Obviously, nobody out. He's not going to go on contact.
Of course, you have a knuckleballer, and you don't have any idea which way it's going to go. Popped up, foul, back out of play. We mentioned this earlier. There's very little room in Kansas City between home plate and the backstop. Dyson's one of the few guys in the game who could score on something that gets behind Hannigan.
Stephen Wright is looking for a punch out big time. He's thrown him 2 high knuckleballs that he's fouled off.
3 strikeouts today. Here's the 0-2. Popped up. Foul ground. Shaw. And makes the catch. Dyson will not try and score. He'll hold at third base, and a huge out there. 1 man gone. Attention Red Sox Nation, there's a reason why the Red Sox and the rest of America run on Dunkin'. Dunkin' iced coffee, consistently smooth and delicious. Dunkin' Donuts coffee started right here in Boston, the #1 coffee in New England. The Boston Red Sox run on Dunkin'. So 1 away, Kane the hitter. He has struck out and grounded to the shortstop. He has been swinging a hot bat. He doubled last night to run his hitting streak to 10 straight. Tied up 2-2 6th inning. Up high, and Hannigan really battled that one. The infield pulled in for the Red Sox with a man at third. One-0 pitch, big cut by Kane.
Sort of got in on him a little bit, tied him up.
Hosmer on deck. And the 1-1 pitch to Lorenzo Cain inside. Kansas City only has 3 hits. That tripled by Dyson, just their 3rd of the day. Wright trying to get out of this. Here's the 2-1. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dyson not going anywhere.
Yeah, I tell you, there's a time to give him your nastiest knuckleball you can, but that's scary because it could get through Hannigan. This is the time for the nasty one.
The 2-2 to Kane.
Oh. That's hard to catch. It really is. Guy on third. This was his nasty one. What's this thing? Just take off. Oof.
This is just life on the high wire, isn't it?
Yes. You got to trust your catcher.
3-2. And a high fly to left field. Young is backing up. Plenty deep enough. Tagging up Dyson. He is in to score. And the Royals have the lead 3-2. Kane with the RBI, his 19th.
Maybe it scared him a little bit. The pitch before that almost got away, and he can't help but say, I don't want to throw too nasty of a one. Because this ball's up, and he does what he has to do, gets a fly ball into the outfield. Easy sacrifice fly with a guy that can fly. Dyson at third.
So Dyson led off the inning with a triple. In he comes. Here's Hosmer now. The base is empty and 2 away. He belted a 2-run homer in the 1st inning. He has since grounded to third. In the 7th inning, the Red Sox have Young, Hannigan, and Betts due up against the Royals bullpen, which has put away a lot of wins for them the last few years. We'll see about today. Here's the 1-0. Hard hit. Oof. Shaw with the stab and to the base for the 3rd out. However, Kansas City is untied it. We go to the 7th inning now. 3-2 the Royals. Live right after the game. TC Jim Rice, Steve Lyons break it all down. You'll hear from Stephen Wright and John Farrell. Whatever, whenever, wherever, who but W.B. Mason. The Sox are trailing here. Wright has pitched very effectively. He's allowed only 3 hits, but just gave up the leadoff triple to Dyson, and he comes in to score on the sacrifice fly. So it's 3-2 Royals. Luke Hochevar comes out of their bullpen, which remains a very tough pen. He stranded an inherited runner in the 6th inning last night, relieving Ventura, and then worked a 1-2-3 7th.
Coming out of the gate with a little cutter there.
Chris Young has belted a home run, his first as a member of the Red Sox, and also struck out, so he's 1 for 2. He's in a hole here, 0-2. Hannigan on deck. Mookie Betts to follow in the 7th inning. And down he goes on 3 pitches.
Cutter, cutter, cutter. All he had to do was get this cutter out of the strike zone. He can't reach it, but 3 cutters in a row. Red Sox have punched out 11 times today already.
Ryan Hannigan once. He's also grounded to second. Yeah, we've seen a lot of swings and misses from the Sox today against Kennedy and the bullpen. Kennedy had 9 of them in 5 2/3 innings. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox losing here last night 8-4 in the delayed game 1 of the series. Another game coming up tonight at 8:15. 1-1 pitch. Hannigan had a big day on Sunday against Houston with 3 hits and 4 RBIs.
He will make you work. I mean, he takes some pitches. He's right up there in the league leaders in how many pitches he sees each at bat.
Snapped in for a strike. 2-2. Red Sox in fact have struck out 4 consecutive times going back to last inning. Hochevar with a 2-2. And there's another one. He sits down Ryan Hannigan. 5 consecutive Ks.
Then he paints him with this cutter on the outside corner. That is a nasty pitch right there. Just sort of splits the black on the outside corner.
Ace Ticket, Boston's trusted source for Sox tickets, has the best seats at the lowest prices, all with a 200% guarantee. Treat yourself for someone special by visiting aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. So 2 away from Mookie Betts. He's 0 for 3. Now hitting in the 250s. He needs a hot stretch. He takes a strike.
Finally something beyond that curve. If there was a curveball instead of a cutter.
Base is empty and there are 2 away here in the 7th. Went back to the fastball. He can certainly throw that 95, but he missed with it. Mookie's hit safely in 8 straight. Jackie Bradley, if you're just tuning in, does not have a hit today, despite a 22-game hitting streak. So that's on the line.
God, this guy's locked in that outside corner with a cutter.
Hochevar trying to make it 6 consecutive Red Sox struck out in the last 2 innings. 1-2 to Mookie.
Going in.
And down. 2-2.
Didn't have his heart in that fastball inside right there. Can't wait to get back outside again with that cutter.
And Buterra setting up away.
Nasty.
Down he goes. Strike 3. 6 consecutive strikeouts of Red Sox batters. 3-2 KC. Hunger program in partnership with Nesson and the Greater Boston Food Bank. Visit your Boston area Lexus dealer in May and donate non-perishable food items. You can also enter for a chance to win a Nesson VIP ballpark experience. For more information, visit Nesson.com/Lexus. It's been a very efficient day for Stephen Wright. Just 73 pitches, working into his 7th inning, but he is down 3-2. And he'll get Morales, Gordon, and Cuthbert. That's 4, 5, and 6 for Kansas City. Up the middle, backhand, long throw. Rutledge got him. He started out on the right side of the diamond. He's been playing third base and made a nice cross-body throw there to cut down Morales.
That's a nice play right there. Out of position, you think about it. Your third baseman playing right up the middle. He knew he had enough time because Morales was running, but still, nice throw. Nice pickup, nice throw. Makes it look easy.
Been some good defense today on both sides. And it's been very well pitched. Here's Gordon now. He's lined to right and struck out. He looks at a ball. They're getting Herrera going in their bullpen, another very tough customer. Red Sox have struck out 13 times here this afternoon in game 1. It's been a big part of the storyline. Into left field, but right at Young practically, and he'll put that one away for the second out. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Plainridge Park Casino. TC, Jim Rice, Steve Lyons recap the first quarter of the season and preview David Price's start in game 2 tonight against Kansas City.
The Red Sox are playing right into that formula that's made Kansas City who they are. You know, the last 3 innings, they just come at you with 3 guys. This one being Hochevar punching out the side. You got Herrera could do the same, and Wade Davis at the end.
Cuthbert 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped up. If the Red Sox lose this game, and there's a long way to go yet, but if they drop it and it continues like this, it's going to be very frustrating because Kansas City only has 3 hits and they haven't left a single man on base. There's a base hit into right field. So Cuthbert is aboard. He's 1 for 3. They've had very few scoring chances, and yet they have the edge here, 3-2.
Couple swings of the bat. The only ball's been hit hard is obviously the home run and the triple by Dyson. Cuthbert hit that ball pretty good right there, but that's been the extent of it. He's only walked 1 guy.
Only 4 hits for Kansas City. Colon now, he has walked and flied to right. In the 7th inning of game number 1, due up for the Red Sox in the 8th inning, Pedroia, Bogaerts, Ortiz. And Herrera getting ready. That's a strike. And that is Heath Hembree, is beginning to loosen up in the Sox bullpen. Here's the 0-2. Popped into right center field. Mookie Betts, he's there in position and puts it away. No runs, 1 hit, 1 man left. Still 3-2 the Royals going to the 8th. Ridge Park Casino Fenway Concert Series this summer on July 15th. Plenty of great seats are still available. Get yours right now at redsox.com/dead-in-company. Growing late here at Kauffman Stadium, game one of the doubleheader. It's 3-2 Kansas City. They're going to bring on a new pitcher, Kelvin Herrera, who last night worked around a leadoff single in the 8th inning and retired Bogaerts, Ortiz, and Ramirez to preserve a 1-run lead. Eventually, they won the game 8-4. They're up a run right now as we go to the 8th inning. Dustin Pedroia to lead things off against the right-hander. Pedroia has been aboard twice with a double and a run. He's also walked in a ballpark he really likes to hit in, and he takes down low ball one. There are a lot of ballparks he likes to hit in. Hitting .301 with 6 home runs. Xander Bogaerts on deck. If you're just tuning in, Jackie Bradley does not have a hit today. He's riding a 22-game hitting streak, the longest in the majors, and he's gone 0 for 3 so far. Very few hits in this one, a total of 10.
A little generous outside corner. Herrera with the big arm can throw the ball up to 100 miles an hour. He throws his changeup about 90, but this pitch here was go either way.
Unless you're Dustin Pedroia.
Right.
He clearly thought that was wide. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Line shot caught out of the air by Colon for out number 1 in the 8th. Tonight at 7:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC Jim Rice, Steve Lyons will preview David Price's start in game 2 of this doubleheader. DCU Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Xander 1 for 3 today. So he has run his hitting streak to 12 straight.
Got robbed last time up. Play of the game, Escobar.
So a wicked shot. This one up the middle, base hit into center field. His second hit right in front of David Ortiz. So it just got a little bit quieter here.
Just uses the whole field this time. You know, fastball down the middle, little chopper up the middle. You can't play him to pull. You can't play him either way. You play him straight up and he'll just wear you out.
So Bogaerts started the day with more hits than anybody in the American League, and he's added 2 more in his 17th 2-hit game so far.
How many times do you see that ground ball up the middle being out? A lot nowadays, don't you? But with Bogey, you can't do it.
Yeah, you don't know how to shift on him.
No.
Ortiz with a pair of singles. 1 drove in a run in the 4th inning. David's 2 for 3 today. Red Sox trying to rally here in the top of the 8th, down a run. There's a shot into right field for a base hit, his 3rd. Bogaerts is taken off. Dyson's throwing to 3rd base. The tag, he's out.
Wow,
he's out at 3rd base. Dyson, quite a chuck.
They're going to take a look at this thing, but I think he's out. What a throw by Dyson. Little clothesline piece from right field. You see the ball was stung, hit hard enough that he had a shot at Bogey. Very aggressive base running, but I think he got him on the tail side before his hand got in.
Yeah, there's no challenge here.
What a throw. You don't see that every day. And he is thrilled, Herrera.
You were talking about the Escobar play at shortstop.
That beats it. I think that beats it. Very seldom do you see a play like that.
And the Red Sox trying to be aggressive, but Bogaerts out at 3rd base with a 2nd out of the inning. That brings up Travis Shaw. He's aggravated too. So he also had a hit stolen when he went diving into 1st base, stolen by Escobar, and there's a high fly ball left center field, but Kane is going to move over and nearly gets in the way of Gordon. Near collision there as Gordon came away with it for the 3rd and final out. 3-2 Kansas City. good a throw as we've seen all season long, Eck.
Yeah, it's not going to get any better than this. The ball was hit hard by Ortiz to give him a shot, but that one hop right on the money, and Bogaerts gets thrown out. But you know, you got to give credit. You've got to challenge that right there. You've got to be aggressive. Perfect throw gets you. Well, made a perfect throw.
Our game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Wright's been terrific, allowing only 4 hits. He's back out there for the 8th inning. Ortiz with 3 hits. Kennedy with a lot of strikeouts, though, in his 5 2/3. Red Sox doing a lot of swinging and missing today. And yet they have out hit Kansas City 8-4. Royals ahead 3-2, bottom of the 8th inning. Butera. And then a man of the hour, Jarrod Dyson, who is on deck. And don't forget, he tripled and scored the go-ahead run in the 6th inning as well. Dyson did. That's a called strike.
But this outing for Wright has just, you talked about the 1st inning, the bomb by Hosmer, but this has been a breeze since then. You don't get too many opportunities to, you know, complete games nowadays. He did against the Yankees, and you see, because the pitch count is so low.
Knocked foul out of play. One of the rare occasions for the Red Sox where a starter is not being supported with big offensive numbers. Even though Wright is pitching very, very well.
Well, he righted the ship, didn't he, after that last outing?
And of course, the start before the last outing, he had a complete game against the Yankees on May 8. He tossed a 3-hitter in a 5-1 victory. He has bounced back indeed. Here's the 2-2. Waved at, missed for strike 3. Strikes him out. Down goes Butera. 1 away in the 8th inning for the Royals. Don't miss an all-new dining playbook Saturday morning at 9. Billy and Jenny come to you from Davio's and Back Bay to talk about this spring menu. That and more on Dining Playbook Saturday morning at 9, driven by your New England Chevy dealers. And Wade Davis getting going in their bullpen, their closer. And certainly one of the better ones in all of baseball. Now Dyson. A triple and a run. He's also grounded out to first base and just made a spectacular throw to cut down Xander Bogaerts at third base.
The star of the game, without a doubt.
Across for a called strike, due up for the Red Sox in the 9th inning. Rutledge, Jackie Bradley, and Chris Young. Jackie without a hit. 22-game hitting streak. Cross for a called strike. Young is homered. Rutledge has had a tough day with 3 strikeouts. One-two fouled back to the netting.
What's amazing is the amount of strikes that Wright throws with that knuckleball. I mean, he very seldom throws 3 or 4 in a row bad, and that's always what you think about knuckleballers. Can they throw strikes? Enough strikes?
Just 92 pitches today.
Look at that.
That one disappeared on Dyson. He goes down hacking. Back-to-back Ks for Wright.
Little flutter ball right down the middle. Look at this thing. Goes straight down. About the time he starts to swing at this ball, it just disappears. God, it looks so easy. Just play catch.
It's been a really good knuckleball today. He's only walked 1 man. He struck out 5.
Can't be tired. He could go all day.
Escobar is 1 for 3. He started the day with a base hit. He bluffs a bunt, takes a strike, and he scored a run. He was on when Hosmer homered in the 1st inning. Kansas City got 2 right away. They added the go-ahead run in the 6th inning after the triple by Dyson, and they brought him in on a sacrifice fly. There's a line drive into left field for a base hit. Just the Royals' 5th hit here this afternoon. That'll get Lorenzo Cain into the batter's box. 3-2 Kansas City in the 8th inning of game 1. They're trying to take the first 2 games of this series.
You got to think Escobar is going to run here.
Here comes Carl Willis. Now Cities Escobar in the runner. Robbie Ross now joining Heath Hembry in the Red Sox pen. Get expert emergency care without leaving the ballpark at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. That's a first aid station located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse at Fenway. Visit bidmc.org.
The only reason why they even went out there is just to get Robbie Ross ready for Hosmer. That's it. The only reason why he went out there.
Hosmer right now is their most dangerous hitter. 2-run homer in the first inning. He's hit 8 homers. He is their hottest guy coming into this series. Lorenzo Cain drove in the go-ahead run with a sac fly in the 6th. Runner goes. It's a strike, and the throw is not going to get him.
That's a no-brainer right there. With Escobar the way he runs, you're going to run in this situation. You got nothing to lose. Not a big lead, but he gets a pretty decent jump. Throw didn't have a lot on it. It hadn't be in the money to probably throw him out. I don't think he could have thrown him out anyway.
That's a giant run out there.
Yes, it is.
2 down, 1 strike on Cain, who has hit straight in 10 straight games. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed. It clangs away from Hannigan, and down to third base goes Escobar on the pass ball. So now that extra run is just 90 feet away.
That ball was leather. Just goes to show you can't even catch it in the air.
Oh, 2 to count on Cain. Wright attempting to strike out his 3rd hitter here in the 8th inning. 0-2, and he couldn't get him to offer.
Once again, you want to throw your nasty pitch to him, but you don't want it to get away. He had the same situation last time when he got the sacrifice fly. He had 2 strikes on him.
Here's the 1-2 home. A little pop up, looked in foul ground. Here comes Shaw, and can't get to it.
That ball wasn't in the air long enough to get over there and run underneath it.
So another swing coming for Cain, whose hitting streak may die here this afternoon. Man at third base. 3-2 the Royals in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Wright with a 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece of it.
Such a defensive swing.
Josh Rutledge, Jackie Bradley, and Chris Young due up in the 9th inning for the Sox. And a 1-2 pitch to Cain. He got him. He struck him out. So he has 3 Ks in the inning. He needs a pick-me-up from Jackie Bradley. 3-2 Kansas City. Brand new site for car enthusiasts. It is Nessent Fuel, your new home for everything automotive. Visit NessentFuel.com and follow Nessent Fuel on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. To the ninth inning, 3-2 Kansas City. They're going to bring on Wade Davis to try and close this thing out. And the Red Sox will counter with Brock Holt to hit for Rutledge, who struck out 3 times. Then it's Jackie Bradley, who's hitless today with a 22-game hitting streak. And then Chris Young.
Wade Davis has been filthy the last couple of years. He's having a bad year. He's got a 1.4 ERA. He blew his last save against Atlanta.
And the 0-1. 96 right on the black. Good luck hitting that.
He's got that sort of that wristy gas.
Brock was 0 for 4 last night. Failed to reach base in a road game for the first time this season. And Davis with an 0-2. To the first baseman Hosmer. He handles that chance. That's a fast out. And Jackie Bradley is next. And trying to extend his hitting streak to 23 in a row. On the day, he's flied to center, grounded to second, and struck out. A lot of Red Sox have struck out today.
He's going to earn this.
Red Sox have punched out 13 times. They do have 8 hits to Kansas City's 5. Jackie without one yet. That spun him around inside at 94.
That's Mariano cutter in there at 94, cut right at you.
This is the longest hitting streak in the major leagues this season. The 1-0 pitch. And there it is, punched into right field for a base hit. How about that? He waited until the 9th inning. He's got himself a single to make it 23 in a row.
That is special right there. 9th inning coming up. He gets a curveball. Who's looking for a curveball right there? Jackie gets it, yanks it in the hole, and the beat goes on.
And now Marco Hernandez, the lefty hitter, will bat for Chris Young, who went 1 for 3 with a home run. And the Red Sox here in the 9th inning have the tying run aboard, trailing 3-2. Jackie Bradley in the 9th with a base hit.
Can't risk trying to steal a bag right here, that's for sure.
Hanley Ramirez has come to the on-deck area as a pinch hitter for Hannigan. And that'll be outside. So John Farrell going to his bench here heavily in the 9th inning. Trying to tie this thing up in Kansas City. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Hernandez entered last night's game as a pinch hitter and struck out. In there for a called strike to even it up at 1-1. He had been recalled from the Paw Sox earlier in the day, his 3rd career major league stint. Bradley on at first base with 1 away.
Whoa.
Dropped by Hosmer, but Jackie right back in.
Knocked him over. Threw him some gas, I think, and he's, look at Hosmer where he caught that ball like whoa.
And staggered him.
Wait a minute, man.
The 1-1 to Hernandez. High chop on the infield. Colon to Escobar. Got one on to first. Safe. So they failed to turn 2. Jackie out at second base. And there are 2 down here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, that play just took too long to develop. There's no way they could have turned it. You know, chopper up the middle. Hernandez gets out of the box. He's scooting down the line. The exchange takes a little bit too long. Safe at first. Well, he's getting it down the line there. It's ball game if you get doubled up.
So Hanley Ramirez will be given a chance to swing as a pinch hitter. Hitting .320 with 4 home runs. We'll see more of Hanley in game 2. Did not start here in the first game. Kansas City with a 3-2 lead and 2 down here in the top of the 9th inning.
You never know here. Just never know. He could run into one.
Nice hit safely in 8 in a row. So he's a hot bat. But there are 2 out with a man on. High fly ball into center field. Backing up Kane. Backing up.
Whoa.
Now stopping. He's there. And that's the ball game. Kansas City hangs on to win it by a final score of 3-2. Davis locks it up in the end. And despite what turns out to be a complete game effort officially by Stephen Wright, he winds up taking the loss. And the Red Sox fall here, TC, 3-2 in the first one. Another one on the way later on tonight.